a wonderful, wonderful Sunday fun day, y'all. Why did she got pregnant by her 13-year-old student? Y'all, these situations, whew, y'all, this is crazy. So there was a South Jersey elementary school teacher who was accused of having a sexual relationship with her child, with her student, which was a child, fifth grade, 13 years old. Yo, this is crazy. This is why it's very important to watch your kids. You know, people have to be careful, be mindful, be vigilant. But this school teacher, what she did was she kind of like got close to this parent, and she was able to get the 13-year-old, his brother and sister, and was able to take them in, move them in her home, and she was graping one of the boys. It was two boys and one girl. She was graping one of the boys. Y'all, we are going to get into it. This is crazy. So it says South Jersey elementary school teacher accused of having a sexual relationship, child with student. Authorities allege the victim was 13 years old, living with the 28-year-old suspect when their child was born in 2019. So now they have a child. Let me turn the cameras, you guys. Let me kind of recenter this. They have a they have a 5-year-old child together. So this teacher was graping this boy for a couple of years, you guys. And the parents allowed these 3 kids of theirs to go and live with this teacher. So I guess she was, I forget what they call it, but they were allowing the parents were allowing the 3 kids to live with this teacher, and while in the midst of her allowing him to them to stay with the kids to stay with the teacher. This is when the teacher was graping the boy. So it says Middle Township, New Jersey. A Middle Township elementary school teacher in South Jersey is facing charges after she allegedly had a child with a student she's accused of sexually assaulting inside her home several years ago. Hey, y'all, welcome in. Hey, how are you? Hey, it's okay. Hey, Kate Mole, it's okay. Welcome in. Y'all, it says Lower Karen, 34, of Cape May Courthouse was arrested on Wednesday on charges of aggravated sexual assault, sexual assault and endangering the welfare of a child. Y'all, this is crazy. This is really sad. It says the alleged crime happened between 2016 and 2020 at the suspect's home in Cape May Courthouse. Y'all would not believe, y'all won't believe how these how basically she the cat was let out the bag. It's crazy. It says authorities say the victim was 13 years old and living with the 28-year-old Karen when their child was born in 2019. The case was brought to light when the victim's father made a social media post in December 2024 saying Karen's 5-year-old looked very similar to him and his son, according to the investigation. Authorities say Karen taught the victim and his brother in 5th grade. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is crazy. This is crazy. Kate Mole says, why did the parents let the kids stay with the teacher? They said that Karen was trying to basically befriend the kids' parents. And was, I guess, saying, they can stay with me. I'm not sure if the parents were having a rough time financially. They were going through some struggles or whatever. But Karen took these 3 children in and was graping one of them. Y'all, let's continue. This is sad. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. So it says, authorities say Karen taught the victim and his brother in 5th grade. Over the years, the parents of the victim said the family became friends with Karen, which ultimately led to them allowing their boys and daughter to stay at Karen's home at times. The visits began 1 to 2 nights a week, but the children stayed with Karen permanently from 2016 to 2020. Authorities revealed in court documents. During her first court appearance, the judge identified Karen as a resource family parent for the children. So that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to be a resource parent for the children, but really and truly, y'all, she was raping the little boy, one of the boys, the 13-year-old. It says the victim's sister, who stayed at Karen's home at one point, allegedly told police she thought her brother was about 11 years old when he started sleeping with his teacher in the same bed. Y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. Joel T says, Satan told me to tell you hello, goodbye. Cat Mall says, always the case. Predators groom the parents first, then the kids. Yes, it's sad. You right, Kate Mole. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it says, according to the criminal complaint, the sister revealed the children would sleep in a shared room on the second floor, but noticed her brother would be in Karen's bed the next morning. Hey, the Sorbacher, welcome in. Oh my goodness. Wow. So it says, she also allegedly told officers that when her brother would shower, Karen would enter the bathroom and then unlock the door. OMG. Hey, Dion says, whatever, welcome. Mark says, it's on the parents. Yes, absolutely, Mark. I agree. Y'all, this is crazy. So it says, in a text message to his sister, allegedly admitting that he was the father of Karen's 5-year-old child and requested that it be kept a secret. So he told his sister, hey, please don't say anything. I want to tell you, this is my child, but please don't, let anybody know. Let's keep this a secret. So that's what the 13-year-old told his sister. So it says the victim's brother, who also stayed at Karen's home, allegedly witnessed Karen sexually assaulting his brother at one time when they thought he was asleep. Y'all, this is, oh my goodness, this is crazy. It says during an interview with the victim, police say the victim confirmed he had a sexual relationship with his teacher and that he was the father of her child. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is sad. The victim reportedly said he was in contact with the teacher until his father made the Facebook post in December 2024. Y'all, could y'all imagine? I don't know what the situation was with the family, with the mother and the father, but I know the father made a Facebook post this past December and said, oh, Karen, your baby looks like a little bit like me. Also looks like my son a little bit. And that's when Sugar Honey Iced Tea got real. That's when the authorities were notified that this baby was possibly the 13-year-old's and that this is a crime. The boy now, the 13-year-old is now 19. This happened back a couple of years ago, but she just got arrested in January. So she was doing this to this child from 2016 to 2020. And it was going on for a very, very long time. But the way she got caught was because the dad put a Facebook post and said, hey, your daughter looks like us, basically, right? It says, when the district was first advised of the allegations, the staff member was immediately placed on and continues to be on paid administrative leave. Additional questions should be directed to the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office, said Middle Township School District Superintendent David Salvero in a statement to Action News. Karen is being held behind bars at the Cape May County Correctional Center. I want to personally assure the parents of Middle Township that we are taking every step to ensure the safety of our children. Our department is working closely with the prosecutor's office to ensure that every aspect of this case is thoroughly investigated, said Middle Township Police Chief Tracy Super in a statement. Y'all, this is like beyond belief. This is sad. It says anyone who has any information on this case is asked to call the Middle Township Police or the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office. This is, I mean, y'all, this is like beyond belief. This is really, really crazy. How is it that you are a 28-year-old woman and you are messing with a 13-year-old, which is your student? Which is a student of yours. Now had whatever dealings or relationship with the parent. Maybe they were going through struggles. I don't know the full story, and I don't want to, assume anything. But these people allowed and entrusted in this teacher to take their 3 kids that were staying here and there, I believe, with this teacher, entrusting her, and then she messed with one of the boys, a 13-year-old. And not only did she mess with the 13-year-old, she got pregnant. So now today, the 13-year-old is now 19 years old. The baby of their relationship that came about, this situation, is now a 5-year-old little girl. Now they're saying that the courts said that she can't have contact with the boy, the 13-year-old boy who is now 19, and she can only have contact with her daughter, who was, basically, the outcome of this situation, which is a 5-year-old baby. Well, she's 5 years old today, but y'all, this situation is, this is crazy. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Y'all, I can't believe this. What is a 28-year-old teacher doing sleeping with a 13-year-old? And they said actually 11 years old when she started messing with him, I believe, from what I researched. They said the boy, when she started messing with him, he was 11 years old. But when she got pregnant, he was 13. So that's already 3 years right there, 2-3 year time frame, right? But y'all, this is really crazy. This is crazy. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. This is sad and this is crazy. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all.
Light after the alleged victim's father noticed an uncanny resemblance between the teacher's baby and his own son. Now, the teacher is facing serious charges as disturbing details emerge from their alleged relationship. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey everybody, this is a Law and Crime legal alert. Did you know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and the research is potentially linking ultra-processed foods to this? Yeah, well, Morgan & Morgan...
Okay, you guys, let's kind of fast forward this right here, and let's get to this.
For a teacher at Middle Township Elementary School out in New Jersey, when she was arrested last week for child sex crimes. Prosecutors say she raped a student from 2016 to 2020, starting when he was just 11 years old. But here's where the case takes an even more disgusting and disturbing turn, because in 2019, when the victim was 13, Karen allegedly gave birth to his child. She was 28 at the time. So how did authorities uncover this? How did they find out about this alleged abuse? This is different. So it all started with a social media post, apparently, because it's being reported that in December of 2024, the victim's father made a Facebook post pointing out that Karen's 5-year-old child bore a striking resemblance to both himself and his son, the alleged victim in this case.
The Sorbacher says, teachers and preachers. I know, right? This is crazy. Jamil, my baby, says, salute, queen. Smash the like button. Yes, everybody smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. Y'all, this teacher, she really, really and truly, she had an ulterior motive. She didn't just want to help these kids. She knew that she was probably, was she unable to get a boyfriend? Or did she really and truly want to invite them over to do this to this child. I mean, I'm not sure what you know her what she was trying to do originally, but you know, her intentions to me seem very clear. And I don't know, you guys let me know. But y'all, let's continue. Let's smash the like button.
Post apparently raised a lot of red flags and sparked an investigation. We have a lot to get into. I want to talk about this more. I want to bring on former prosecutor and current sexual.
Yes, Jamil. Jamil says she was definitely sick and desperate. I think so too. You're 28 years old and you somehow formed this, let me turn the camera. You formed this relationship with these 3 kids' parents. They allow the kids to go over there. They were like here and there situations. And when they allowed, you know, she was, I think, babysitting too, at least at one point. So they were spending the night. So whenever she was, you know, had them, they were spending the night. Then she started messing with them. And then, of course, she got pregnant. But y'all, this is crazy. This is really crazy.
Misconduct investigator Dan Shore, who's also the author of 2 books. Am I right, Dan? What are the titles of those books in case people?
Yeah, one is called Final Table, which came out a couple of years ago, and I have a new novel coming out in August that'll be distributed by Simon & Schuster. It's called Open Bar. They're both about sexual misconduct issues, and you can find them Amazon, anywhere else that books are sold.
All right, sounds good. So now I'm happy to have you here to talk about this because this is a weird one. I mean, it's a disturbing one, but the idea that the victim's father had made this post, and that's what sparked an investigation. Does it usually happen like that?
It's certainly unusual, and we live in an age where people are posting their thoughts on Facebook in a very unfiltered way, and usually you think if a father suspected that, he might go straight to law enforcement or to a school authority. Here, according to law enforcement, it started with a Facebook post where he was saying that the child looked like him and his son. And people fortunately picked up on that. And it's important that if someone sees something.
Now, you guys, could y'all imagine if you guys had a friend, you know, your children were going over there, spending the night. She was like your babysitter, you know, here and there. And then eventually your kids stay with them, right? Then years later, she has a child. And then the child is looking like you and your child that was staying with her. Y'all, that is crazy, right? I mean, that is really crazy. Like, how did you have a child and then we don't remember you having any boyfriends? You know, I don't know if she had any boyfriends, but I'm just saying if she didn't have any boyfriends, and you're like, oh, this baby looks just like me. And then you do a Facebook post and y'all, that blew her out the water. But let's continue, you guys. Let's continue.
Online, and there's an indication that there might be something egregious that happened, such as child sex abuse, that someone did escalate that and did get to law enforcement. They were able to investigate it because a lot of times people see things online and they just figure, well, it's not my problem, I'm not going to do anything about it. Apparently other people did raise flags about this, and that led to this investigation and this arrest.
We covered a case recently where somebody posted on social media, I forgot which platform, that
Yes, Jamil, she had kid friends. She had 3 kids, 2 boys and 1 girl of this teacher. And the teacher had 3 kid friends, you might as well say, because she befriended the parents of these students. This 13-year-old was her was her student. And then somehow she was able to take the parent and I guess befriend the parent to get them to allow her to start babysitting. And then eventually they were staying with her. But y'all, this is crazy.
they were the victim of abuse that had been going on at the school, and that, you know, is things spark, things go viral, videos go viral, people said, oh, that same thing happened to me. And so it's amazing when you think.
Hey, Aaron, this happened in New Jersey. So let me turn the camera. Welcome in, everybody. Y'all smash the like button. This is like a really crazy story. So this happened in New Jersey. It happened back years ago, back in like 2016 to 2021, I believe. The student was, the 13-year-old boy was this girl's student. Somehow she got maybe parent-teacher conferences or something. Maybe she linked up with the parents through that way, and then was able, maybe the parents were saying they were having a hard time or needed a babysitter or whatever reason. So the parents would let them go over there, you know, here and there, you know, to be watched. Then eventually they let the kids stay with her. So then when the kids were staying with her, the boy was 11 years old when they started staying over there, and they believed that the teacher was messing with the 13-year-old since he was 11. Then when he turned 13, oh my goodness, he got her pregnant. The 13-year-old got the 28-year-old teacher pregnant. But y'all, this is crazy. So then the father, he goes and puts a Facebook post, and he's like, hey, this child looks like me and also looks like my son. So then the daughter, I'm sorry, the sister of the 13-year-old had told the 13-year-old told his sister, hey, I did get the teacher pregnant, but please don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody. Keep it a secret. Please don't say anything. But when the investigation went on, the sister said, oh yes, my brother did tell me that, he got her pregnant. That is his child. So when the father of the three children put, oh my goodness, this child, used to watch my kids. This child looks like me, looks like my daughter. Looks like me, looks like my son. And that's when everything popped off. So now they arrested her this past January. They arrested her. And they have put on, child endangerment charges, charges on her. But y'all, let's continue, because this is crazy. How are you, a 28-year-old woman, getting pregnant by a 13-year-old child? Y'all, that is sick. That is very sick. But y'all, let's continue. Hey, Just Hope One, welcome in. Y'all, smash the like button.
Think about the power of social media. We talk about the negative influences of it, but the powerful influences of it, actually spreading a message and gaining awareness and traction, that you're seeing something like that. Now, going back to this case, according to detectives, Karen had reportedly been this victim's 5th grade teacher, as well as his brothers. And she reportedly befriended their parents, gained their trust, even offering to babysit the couple's 3 children at her home, which is what we're about to get into, is where much of this abuse happened.
See, and that's what she was doing, you guys. Let me turn the camera real quick. Welcome in, smash the like button. She started out by babysitting them. Did she tell the kids that she was, the parents, that she would, I'll watch your kids, I'll do whatever, to help you, as a parent, whatever they were going through. And then the parents entrusted her, and then she turned around and did this, y'all. This is sad. This is sad. Let's continue.
Dan, do you usually see that where somebody will befriend the parents, as a way to get into that household, or bring the children into their environment? You go after the parents, you go after the family, and that becomes even more concerning about who do you trust?
Insurance companies do not.
Let's skip this commercial, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy. I couldn't imagine putting something on Facebook saying you look like my child. Oh my goodness, y'all. Let's continue.
About the child being grabbed in a park by a stranger or on a playground, and there's this stranger danger that if I turn my head for a few seconds, my child's going to be taken or something dangerous is going to happen. Those things do happen, but the much greater danger in society is people that you trust, people that ingratiate themselves to a family, become people who the family looks to as someone, well, they're safe because they're with this person who we know. And unfortunately, most cases of sex abuse that I've seen in my career, and I've been investigating these for about 25 years, they generally involve people that the parents knew or the child knew. And those are the ones that are often the ones who are committing acts like this. And it's tough.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is crazy. Like, how can you, a 28-year-old teacher, you probably having a parent-teacher conference, touching bases with the parents, and then these parents are probably saying, well, we're struggling, blah, blah, or we need a babysitter or whatever. So she's like, oh, well, I can watch the kids. I don't mind babysitting. And then it turns into a more, the kids coming over more and more, and then eventually to where they're staying over there with her. And then she was doing this since the little boy was 11 years old, raping him, molesting him at the age of starting at 11, and then gets pregnant, gets the teacher pregnant at 13. Y'all, this is sick. Hey, just for the last welcome in, y'all. This is sickening, is it not? Smash the like button, y'all. Let's get those likes up. This is disgusting, y'all.
When you want to trust someone, I know as a parent, you want to trust the people in your community, you want to trust the caregivers. Unfortunately, those are often the people who abuse that trust.
Absolutely.
Or at least the people who commit sex abuse tend to be the ones who are in positions of trust.
Unfortunately, you are very right, and that's a real big issue that we're seeing a lot, particularly the stories we cover here on Sidebar. Now, at first, these kids, so the victim, the brother, the sister, they would have had these sleepovers, or they had these sleepovers at Karen's home. But eventually, for some reason that hasn't really been released, the victim and his siblings, they started living full time with Karen. And in fact, during her first appearance at her hearing last week, the judge referred to Karen as a, quote, resource family parent for the children, which is...
Y'all, she really suckered those parents into letting them stay with her. And then to do this horrible thing where she was, basically, graping the 13-year-old. Y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. But y'all, there's no way. If I don't know a person, especially a teacher, I would not allow my kids to be going over somebody else's house. I would have to hire somebody. There's plenty of websites. There's plenty of resources to help get a suitable and a trustable babysitter, right? I'm telling you, there's no way I am allowing my 3 kids to go and stay with you just to babysit first, and then allow them to permanently live there. And, this is crazy. But y'all, let's continue. Let's continue.
Karen was a 5th grade teacher at Middle Township Elementary School out in New Jersey when she was arrested last week for child sex crimes. Prosecutors say she raped a student from 2016 to 2020, starting when he was just 11 years old.
Wow.
But here's where the case takes an even more disgusting and disturbing turn, because in 2019, when the victim was 13, Karen allegedly gave birth to his child. She was 28 at the time. So how did authorities uncover this? How did they find out about this alleged abuse? This is different. So it all started with a social media post, apparently, because it's being reported that in December of 2024, the victim's father made a Facebook post pointing out that Karen's 5-year-old child bore a striking resemblance to both himself and his son, the alleged victim in this case.
Wow.
This post apparently raised a lot of red flags and sparked an investigation.
Wow.
We have a lot to get into. I want to talk about this more. I want to bring on former prosecutor and current sexual misconduct investigator Dan Shore, who's also the author of 2 books. Am I right, Dan? What are the titles of those books, in case people...
Yeah, one is called Final Table, which came out a couple of years ago, and I have a new novel coming out in August that'll be distributed by Simon & Schuster. It's called Open Bar. They're both about sexual misconduct issues, and you could find them Amazon, anywhere else that books are sold.
All right, sounds good. So now I'm happy to have you here to talk about this.
So Arlene, yes. So the dad, just in December, a few months ago, he had I guess maybe she was posting a picture of the teacher did, of her and the 5-year-old daughter, right? So the dad of these 3 children that was staying with the teacher was like, oh my goodness, this baby looks just like me, and also looks just like my son, and put a Facebook post, and that's what blew this whole story out the water, and they caused an investigation. They arrested this teacher, you guys, and this is crazy. Jamil says, that's crazy. I didn't know it. I didn't know it was the victim's dad who posted that. Yes, so the victim's dad, the 13-year-old boy, his dad posted and said, hey, this baby looks like me. This baby looks like my son. And started thinking, was this teacher he probably was asking, I'm not sure, I'm just thinking how I would imagine the story. Like, did this lady mess with you, son, when y'all were staying over there? And then it sparked an investigation because the 13-year-old boy told his sister, I got that teacher pregnant. And yes, that's my baby. And he told the sister, please, shh, don't say nothing. So then when the investigation sparked off and kicked off, this is when the sister said, yes, he told me that he did get her pregnant. He was messing with her, because when they were staying, all 3 of the 2 brothers and the sister, when they were staying with the teacher, they were saying that the teacher would go in the bathroom with the 13-year-old and then lock the door when he was in the shower. Y'all, this is sickening. This is sickening. But y'all, let's continue.
Because this is a weird one. I mean, it's a disturbing one. But the idea that the victim's father had made this post, and that's what sparked an investigation. Does it usually happen like that?
It's certainly unusual, and we live in an age where people are posting their thoughts on Facebook in a very unfiltered way, and usually you think if a father suspected that, he might go straight to law enforcement or to a school authority. Here, according to law enforcement, it started with a Facebook post where he was saying that the child looked like him and his son, and people fortunately picked up on that. It's important that if someone sees something online and there's an indication that there might be something egregious that happened, such as child sex abuse, that someone did escalate that and did get to law enforcement and they were able to investigate it, because a lot of times people see things online and they just figure, well, it's not my problem, I'm not going to do anything about it. Apparently other people did raise flags about this, and that led to this investigation and this arrest.
We covered a case recently where somebody posted on social media, I forgot which platform, that they were the victim of abuse that had been going on at a school, and that, you know.
Hey, Carol, welcome in. Welcome in. Arlene says, I have more questions. I do too, Arlene. I want to know where the mother was. I only hear that the father was the one who, the parents let, these three kids go stay with this teacher. And then the father is the one that was on Facebook in just this December, a few months ago, and said, oh my goodness, I guess when this teacher posted a picture of her and the baby, then the father was like, this baby looks like me. Hold on. Hold up, swole up. Oh, this baby looks like my son too. And then y'all know when stuff be going viral, people be saying stuff on these platforms, and then all of a sudden it went like viral. They went and opened an investigation, and then they arrested the teacher just this January. So y'all, these teachers, and I'm not even saying a teacher, anybody, a lot of these teachers, y'all, they are disgusting. Y'all remember like years back? Remember what was that teacher's name? I think it was in Florida. Laterno, I think her name was. Remember that situation? I mean, God rest her soul, she passed away, but she did the same thing. She got pregnant by her student, and then went to prison like for 7 years. And when she got out, she went back to that same student, and they had, I think, more kids. And then I just found out a few months ago she passed away. So y'all, the teachers are not like, the most trusting people. I'm not saying all of them, because anybody could be a demonic entity and a rapist undercover, right? But y'all, these parents, at least the father, entrusted and allowed these kids to go over there, be babysat by this teacher. Then eventually they were living with the teacher permanently. So y'all, I'm telling you, it's crazy, y'all. Let's continue.
No, things go viral, videos go viral. People said, oh, that same thing happened to me. And so it's amazing when you think about the power of social media. We talk about the negative influences of it, but the powerful influences of it, actually spreading a message and gaining awareness and traction, that you're seeing something like that. Now, going back to this case, according to detectives, Karen had reportedly been this victim's 5th grade teacher, as well as his brothers. And she reportedly befriended their parents, gained their trust, even offering to babysit the couple's 3 children at her home, which is what we're about to get into, is where much of this abuse happened. Dan, do you usually see that where somebody will befriend the parents, as a way to get into that household, or bring the children into their environment? You go after the parents, you go after the family, and that becomes even more concerning about who do you trust?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I think the stereotype in society for parents is to worry about the child being grabbed in a park by a stranger or on a playground. And there's this stranger danger that if I turn my head, my child's going to be taken or something dangerous is going to happen. Those things do happen, but the much greater danger in society is people that you trust, people that ingratiate themselves to a family.
And you guys, that is so true. Marcel, thank you. Welcome in. Marcel says good vibes, positive, good vibes, positive. Yes. Thank you. Dion says no greater demon than a priest. Arlene says, who has custody of the child now? I'm not sure who has custody, Arlene, of the child right now, but I do know that this teacher cannot have contact with the 13-year-old, the one that got her pregnant, which he is now 19 as of today. He's 19 years old, and their child together is 5 years old. It's a 5-year-old girl that they had together. This is crazy. I've never heard a story of a teacher sleeping with somebody that young. I mean, it might be out there, but I remember, like I said, there were stories. Remember, it was like almost a epidemic with these teachers sleeping with a lot of the students that they were teaching. But this situation right here, I think this one surpasses most of the ones that I've heard of. But 13 years old, this 13-year-old boy got a 28-year-old, his teacher, pregnant. Y'all, who in the world is messing with these children? That is a sickness. That is a sickness. What are you, like, that is gross. That is nasty. That is disgusting. But y'all, let's continue. Let's continue.
Family become people who the family looks to as someone, well, they're safe because they're with this person who we know. And unfortunately, most cases of sex abuse that I've seen in my career, and I've been investigating these for about 25 years, they generally involve people that the parents knew or the child knew. And those are the ones that are often the ones who are committing acts like this. And it's tough when you want to trust someone. I know as a parent, you want to trust the people in your community, you want to trust the caregivers. Unfortunately, those are often the people who abuse that trust, or at least the people who commit sex abuse tend to be the ones who are in positions of trust.
Unfortunately, you are very right, and that's a real big issue that we're seeing a lot, particularly.
And y'all, let me wrap this back just a tiny bit, right? I mean, look at this teacher. She looks like a pretty girl. Look like she can probably pull in some guys, right? What made her mess with an 11-year-old child? Carol says, I remember the John Smart case. Yeah, that one too, Carol. This was crazy. The Cooking Channel says, how many college professors are messing with students? That is so true. That is so true. David says it's been happening. This awful. That is true about the college professors, but I'm talking about these elementary teachers. I'm talking about these middle school teachers, the high school teachers. Y'all, these kids are underage. They are there to learn, not to be sexually assaulted, not to be talked to as an adult with, all these sickness, mind sickness that these adults have, trying to bring these kids into an adult lifestyle at the young age. Y'all, this is sickening. But she does not seem like, doesn't look like an ugly girl. Look like she could get anybody. But what made her befriend the parents of these 3 kids and start messing with the 11-year-old, y'all, and then getting pregnant at 13 when the boy was 13, y'all? This is sickening. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Sex abuse tend to be the ones who are in positions of trust.
Unfortunately, you are very right, and that's a real big issue that we're seeing a lot, particularly the stories we cover here on Sidebar. Now, at first, these kids, so the victim, the brother, the sister, they would have had these sleepovers, or they had these sleepovers at Karen's home. But eventually, for some reason that hasn't really been released, the victim and his siblings, they started living full-time with Karen. And in fact, during her first appearance at her hearing last week, the judge referred to Karen as a, quote, resource family parent for the children, which is, when in New Jersey, our understanding is what they refer to as foster parents.
Okay, so she was, a resource parent. I guess like in New Jersey, like he said, they call it like a foster parent. Basically, it's equivalent to like a foster parent. So basically, she was a foster parent, a resource parent, and really took advantage, because if these kids needed a home, if their parents weren't like able to really take care, maybe they were really struggling. There's a lot of people that really struggle and really need help and want to get their kids back after they get on their feet. But she befriended the parents of these children, took them in and started raping the 11-year-old. Y'all, this is crazy. Like, where do they do this at? I mean, we have to be careful. We might be mindful, be vigilant of those who are close to us. Like they said, it's people that are close to you in some way, shape, or form. A teacher, maybe a friend, a friend of a friend that's hanging around. I mean, y'all, this is sick. This is sick. Hey, Bronze, how are you? Welcome in. I'm sorry, Mohammed, welcome in. Y'all, this is sad. This is very sickening.
And Karen attended that hearing virtually, by the way, from jail. But during an interview with detectives, the victim's sister told them some very chilling details about what she witnessed. She said that she would often wake up to find her brother sleeping in Karen's bed, despite the fact that the kids shared a room upstairs. Even more disturbing, she claimed that Karen would enter the bathroom and lock the door when her brother was showering.
Wow.
And the victim's brother told police he once witnessed Karen sexually assaulting his brother when they thought he was asleep. And by the way,
Oh my God. So the brother, and look, she's a pretty girl. I mean, she had, all the beauty to attract a grown man. Why were you messing with an 11-year-old? She went in the bathroom and shut the door, locked it, while the 11-year-old slash the 13-year-old was taking a shower. Yeah, those are signs right there, y'all. This is crazy. Hey, Aaron, how are you? Yes, Aaron says hide your kids, hide your wife. I know you gotta hide everybody these days, because is she like one of the Diddy freak-off mermaids, y'all? I'm just saying, y'all. She almost seems like a Diddy freak-off mermaid, messing with the 13-year-old and then getting pregnant. She started messing with him when he was 11 years old. You're 28 years old. You are pretty much, y'all old enough almost to be the boy's mom. Y'all, this is sickening. Let's continue.
and just to stop there, it's one thing in a lot of these cases we have the testimony or the potential testimony of the victim, the child themselves. You know, the idea of, at a trial, they're going to be the only ones who'll testify to the abuse. But now if you have other eyewitnesses, other children, that raises this to a different level.
Now, let me say this, Jay, you did bring up a good point. Jay says she must have had been abused at one point and never dealt with it. I think that might be right. You might be spot on, Jay, because let me say this, and I'm sure a lot of us in the building has heard of it. Smash the like button, you guys. Let's get the likes up. Like Jay said she must have had been abused at one point and never dealt with it. A lot of people who have been sexually assaulted at a young age, they have not probably got therapy, dealt with it in any way, shape, or form. And maybe that was what happened to her, possibly. She never took care of it, never got therapy, never dealt with it. And then maybe when, she felt like doing this, she, kind of resorted back to probably what happened to her. That's absolutely true, because sometimes when they have kids who grow up and they've been, sexually assaulted, they will do it again they would do it to a child as well. Like, it's an ongoing situation. Some people will stop and be advocates, right? But some people will just do what was done to them at that age. And maybe that's a possibility on top of maybe like low self-esteem. Maybe she felt like she wasn't good enough. She was, having other issues or whatever, but it still doesn't constitute her raping this 11-year-old boy, then getting pregnant by this boy at 13. But yeah, that's true. I do believe that those are situations that do spark, situations like this. True indeed. Thank you for that. Let's continue.
Definitely, because child sex abuse generally does happen with no one else around. So it is hard sometimes to prove those cases. And of course, this defendant, all defendants are innocent until proven guilty. We'll hear as this case proceeds what her defense is, but certainly having another sibling who's saying that they witnessed something, including the actions that you described, that supports the allegations here in a significant way. Now,
hey, Peaches, welcome in. Cabal, he said that, that kind of happened to him. Basically, I was a bad little kid though. Okay, Aaron says for sure kids are easily to be controlled. Absolutely. Controlled and manipulated, right? Peaches, welcome. Peaches says, like button, smash, fans, salute the lounge and loungers. Welcome in, Peaches. Yes, this story, if y'all are just joining us, you guys, this teacher in New Jersey, she took on these 3 kids, basically was the teacher at elementary school for one of these kids, well, actually a pair of brothers. And then she took these kids in and basically raped the 13-year-old, but she had been messing with him since he was 11, and she got pregnant when he turned 13 and had the baby. So the dad, let me turn the camera. So the father, he put on Facebook just a few months ago in December, like, hey, this child, Carol's baby, looks like me. and also looks like my son. So when that came and went viral, it sparked a whole entire investigation. They investigated and they arrested her in this January and brought her on some charges. Y'all, this is sickening and this is sad. Let's continue.
Now, from the defendant's side, they'll have to demonstrate if they decide to contest these charges, why the sister might be saying that if it's not true. But if it is true, that certainly corroborates the allegations. And we have a child here who is supposedly the biological son of the abuse victim. So just DNA testing from that will certainly prove that there was sex abuse that occurred since the son was underage, and underage in a very significant way. This isn't someone who is just barely underage. This is someone who is
Hey, Pang, welcome in. Pang, welcome.
very underage, very young. And if this is true, this was a significant violation of trust and very damaging to that child.
Yep, 100%. You can't forget. It's so disturbing to say, but that baby is not only a living child who is now born into what is a very difficult set of circumstances, but also is now a key piece of evidence. Think about it like that. So, going back to what I mentioned before, one of the siblings also claimed that after that baby was born, the victim moved into Karen's bedroom permanently. When interviewed by police earlier this month, the victim, who's now an adult, confirmed that there was a sexual relationship with his former teacher. He said that he had remained in contact with Karen up until his father's Facebook post in December. And in that
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hold on. I missed that part. OMG. So the boy, the 13-year-old, was keeping in contact with the teacher all the way up until just December. The boy is 19. The 13-year-old, he's now 19 years old today. He was keeping in contact with the teacher up until December, until his dad put the teacher on blast and said, this looks like my son's, looks like me. And then it sparked the whole investigation. And that's when I guess the communication with the teacher, the teacher and the 13-year-old boy ceased. OMG. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Pang says why all these teachers are so attractive. Oh, excuse me. Pang says why all of these teachers are so attractive to students who is still a minor and don't even have a job. What's so attractive to that? WTH. Exactly. How am I attracted? How could I ever, in a person in the right mind, be attracted to a 13-year-old? That's never even possible, right? People who are in the right mind, never ever would that ever happen. Hey, guy, welcome in. That's a sickness. Carol said, how sad and sick. Yes, that is a sickness. Right? Guy says, hello, pure sunshine. How are you, Guy? Welcome. Hey, Juan, welcome in. One says they want to take the innocence away. Yes. That boy was 11 when he was started living with her, and when she started raping him and molesting him. And then at 13, can y'all imagine having a 13-year-old child, and your child, you find out later on, that had a child at the age of 13? Y'all, it was unbeknown to his dad all these years that he had a child with the teacher. I guess when the teacher was posting on Facebook, they were like, oh, hold on, that baby looks just like me. And not just like me, the baby looks just like my son. And I did let my kids go over there. Did this lady molest my child? And was she molesting the other boy or just the one 13-year-old? Oh my goodness, y'all, this is crazy. Let's continue, y'all. This is crazy.
Karen's child looked a lot like himself and his son. He noted in the post that Karen had been his son's teacher. That post was brought to the attention of the school superintendent, who then called the police. That's how this all spiraled. And according to the criminal complaint, which has been viewed by the Courier Post, after the Facebook post was published in December, the victim reportedly called his younger brother, confessed he was the father of Karen's baby, and the victim's sister also apparently told police that her brother texted her to admit he was the father, but demanded that she keep it a secret so Karen wouldn't get in trouble. That is a very common symptom we see as well, right? The idea of why hasn't this been reported earlier? Why is this only coming out now? It could be that you don't want to complicate the life of the mother of your child, or these victims or these alleged victims, when they're so young, they don't want to get.
And it kind of makes me think, did she take on the responsibility of these 3-year-old because she really wanted to do this to this boy? I mean, was it maybe like somebody said she didn't deal with what happened to her when she was younger? And maybe she was going through whatever and she was like, I'm going to get these kids and I'm going to do what, I mean, I don't know. But I'm just saying, why would you like befriend a parent and let these kids come stay with you, and then you do this to the little boy? And then years later, when the boy's now 19, the father is like, hold up, swole up. This baby looks like us. I wasn't dipping in the cookie jar. But was my son dipping in the cookie jar when my son and other kids lived with this teacher? Y'all, I'm telling you, this is crazy. This is really crazy. This is sad.
The teachers in trouble. They might not realize that anything wrong is going on, Dan. There's a number of reasons why we see this not being reported sooner, right?
Yeah, we see that victims of sex abuse of all ages, including adults, there's misplaced self-blame. There's sometimes affinity towards the abuser because they did have an intimate relationship together and they may feel they don't want to get them in trouble. Also, if you just think about society, what do we tell kids all the time? Trust your teachers, listen to your teacher.
Oh, wow. Yes, that's true. Trust your teachers. Listen to your teachers. And to find out the teachers are a predator, y'all, that's crazy. Carl says, I've been a teacher. Let me see. Carl said, I was a teacher for 30 years and I will never even understand what was on that teacher's mind. Exactly. You are a grown woman. What are you doing and imagining yourself, even the thought of messing with a child? Y'all, that is some sick behavior. I'm sorry. That is some sick pedophilia type of behavior and thoughts. That's crazy. That is crazy. Peng says, I always ask my son what they doing when I pick them up. You have to, Peng. You are absolutely right. You have to ask him, well, how was your day? You know, what happened in school today? Because these things are happening in real life, in real time, y'all.
Don't talk back to your teachers, right? So children are raised to think, well, my teacher can do no wrong. They're good people. And if the teacher is grooming them and taking advantage of that grooming and that trust to sexually abuse them, a lot of children may not understand what's wrong, what's right, or if they do, they're afraid of retaliation. They're afraid of getting in trouble. Very often, we don't know about this case in particular, but a lot of times the abusers of underage people will say to them, if people find out, you will get in trouble, you will be punished, you'll have severe consequences. And that can really ring true to somebody who's afraid to speak up.
What if you...
Yes, y'all, this is a crazy story. When I seen this, I was like, who in the world, a grown adult to me? I mean, it's happening every day, a lot of places, right? But in the schoolhouse, a teacher with a 13-year-old child that is pregnant and was not only messing or pregnant at 13, she was said to be messing with this boy since he was 11. That's sick. That is sick behavior. That is sick. And then you go on Facebook and you post a picture, or I don't know if let me say this. I'm not sure if the teacher posted a picture of her baby, her and her baby, or her baby, or if the father of the 13-year-old boy just found a picture and then went on Facebook and said what he said and probably brought the picture up. So I'm not sure if the teacher posted a picture of her daughter or if the father of the 13-year-old found the picture of a baby and was basically saying, hey, this baby looks like us. This baby looks just like us. Hold up, swole up. Something ain't right. Something is definitely not right.
We know about Laura Karen. Well, she was apparently raised in Pennsylvania, attended Cabrini University, which has since closed down. She played on the school's women's basketball team, studied elementary education according to the university's basketball roster. She started working at Middle Township Elementary School number 2 in 2014, not long after graduating. This is according to New Jersey pension records. And the school district says that Karen has been placed on paid administrative leave pending the investigation. In a statement, Superintendent Dr. David Salvo said, when the district was first advised of the allegations, the staff member was immediately placed on and continues to be on paid administrative leave. and Karen is currently being held at the Cape May County Correctional Facility. I'll talk about what happens if she's convicted, but does the school face any liability here, Dad?
It depends what they knew. If they knew that something was going on, or if they failed to have appropriate policies and procedures to protect this child, then there could be liability. It really depends on their response, how involved they were with policing, what their teachers were doing, where the misconduct happened. Did it all happen away from the school, or did anything happen on school grounds? Those are some of the factors that lawyers would look at when determining whether there's liability here for the school.
So it's not just if they knew, it's should they have known. That's also a fair assessment too, right?
Right. If it was reasonable for someone to know, for instance, if other people had reported suspicions and nothing was done with those suspicions, and we see that with other schools. I investigate educational, institutional sex abuse.
I mean, that is crazy. Hey, Celebrity Scandalous, welcome in, welcome in. Celebrity says this is horrible. Yes, it is. Y'all, this is very, very horrible. I mean, this school teacher was befriending and really took these kids in and was doing this unbeknown to the parents. And then when the father found out that, hey, this baby looks like me, this baby looks like my son, I mean, everything blew up and blew out the water. Why did she not go and get an abortion? But my thing is, I'm glad she didn't, because now that this is out in the open, this situation is now an open investigation. They're investigating her, and it's a good thing she didn't, but I'm just thinking, why did she have this child? Why did she even have the baby? And she knew that she was pregnant. If you know that you're pregnant from a 13-year-old, you already know you're going to get caught sooner or later, right? You're going to get caught sooner or later. And then the sister, the 13-year-old told his sister, hey, I did get the teacher pregnant. I did get Miss Carol pregnant, but at the same time, he said, can you please keep it a secret? And then the father somehow found out what the baby looked like and was like, hold up, swole up. Oh, absolutely not. And then he was in contact with her until this blew up out the water in December. And the 13-year-old, he kept it a secret for 5 years. The little girl is 5 years old. So y'all, this is sad. This is sad. That's why I say you have to watch y'all's children. Don't go to parent-teacher conferences saying that you guys need blah, 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 whatever, and then take, this person, the teacher's word for helping, because sometimes it may not be a really helping situation. It can end up in a situation like this, right? Really and truly, they're not trying to help. They're more trying to hurt and do damage than to help. Because if she was a really helper, true to her word, trying to help these parents with these 3 kids, this would have never happened. Right? I mean, this is sad. This is terrible. I couldn't imagine now knowing my 19-year-old child was hiding a secret from me for all these years. And now I have a 5-year-old grandchild. Y'all, this is crazy. A 5-year-old granddaughter. Crazy.
In a lot of places, and very often there's rumors going around, and rumors may be not true, but rumors may be something that a school should look into to see if there is veracity behind them. And sometimes schools don't, and that can often lead to liability, that you heard a lot of people talking that something bad was happening and you didn't take steps to follow up on that. So we don't know what the situation was here, but I'm sure there'll be an investigation to look into that.
Yes, Dr. Sharice. Hey, how are you? Dr. Sharice says this makes a lot of parents want to homeschool their children. Exactly. Nobody wants to go and let their kids, of course, go to school knowing that this situation could sit in the back of their head like this is things that have happened, right? And we just like, man, I hope this doesn't happen to my child. But at the same time, these parents were probably struggling, going through a little bit of something, and trusted the teacher because she was like, oh yeah, I can babysit. No worries. I can babysit. And then next thing you know, the kid started living with her, and she was starting to molest this boy at the age of 11, get pregnant at the age of, this boy was 13. This is sick.
Right. And now to be clear, I'm not sure if this is a surprise to anybody, but if convicted, she could face some serious time behind bars. It's our understanding In New Jersey, first-degree crimes like aggravated sexual assault carry sentences of 10 to 20 years in prison. You have second-degree crimes like sexual assault, child endangerment that could result in 5 to 10-year prison sentences. Dan, I don't know if you're familiar with the law on that. That's what we found, but correct me if I'm wrong. But generally,
And you guys, I know, let me turn the camera. I know, remember, what's her name? Mary Kate Letourneau, I think. Remember in Florida, I think it was in Florida. Remember she was a school teacher and she was messing with that, her student, and then she got pregnant. And then she served 7 years in prison. And then after she got out of prison, she still went to the boy that was, that she went to prison for. And then y'all, sad to say, she passed away like a few years ago, I believe. Last year before last, a few years ago, she passed away. But she did the same thing. She was messing with her student. She went to serve only 7 years in prison, came out, went back to the boy. And mind you not, she was a married teacher and was messing with her student. But I remember years ago, there was a very epidemic of teachers messing with their students. I mean, it happens all the time. But around that time, when I think her name was Mary Kate Letourneau, when that happened, it was like a lot of these teachers was coming out on the news. Every time you turn on the news, it was like, this teacher in Florida was messing with their child, with their student. This teacher was messing with their student. It was like a whole situation back then. But y'all, I'm telling you, this teacher is going to end up serving time because I believe this is the youngest that I've seen. Maybe there's some that are a little bit, younger cases of as far as the age, but this is the youngest that I've seen. And then the girl, the teacher gets pregnant. The 28-year-old teacher gets pregnant by the 13-year-old. And now this father, when he went on there, he's like probably really upset and probably, teed off as he should be, saying, that this baby looks like him. And then to know that you had a grandchild to come in this world that you didn't know about, that happened from the result of molesting of your own child. Now this boy is 19 years old with a 5-year-old daughter. Y'all, this is crazy. This is sad.
generally speaking, I would imagine it's a long prison sentence, and if she's convicted, would it be towards the longer range rather than the shorter range?
Yeah, the ranges that you just mentioned are consistent with other states that I've worked with. And I think that because the child was so young when the alleged sex abuse started, then the prison sentence, if she's convicted, would be towards the higher end of that. If someone had no criminal history and someone was barely under the age of consent, it would still lead to a conviction and there would be some kind of punishment. But I think there are so many more aggravating factors here. The fact that it went on for so long, it wasn't one time. This was allegedly going on for years. There was another child who was in the home, which, as you mentioned before, that person's a witness, but also that child might also be a victim being exposed to sex abuse occurring while that child was also in the home. So there's a lot of aggravating factors here that, if true, would lead to a higher sentence.
By the way, if you're listening to this story, you might say, why does this sound strangely familiar? Well, the unfortunate reason is because we recently told you here on Sidebar about the case of Alyssa McCommon. So this is a former Tennessee teacher who's going to spend more than 2 decades in prison after she admitted she raped one of her students, causing her to become pregnant. The abuse started when he was just 12 years old, around the same age.
Oh, so this is another case. And I think I remember seeing this the other day too, along with this case. I'm going to have to check into that one too. I'm telling you, y'all, these teachers are kind of, they is pedophilia-ish, right? However you want to say it. They're like pedophiles.
The alleged victim in the Karen case out in New Jersey, and McCommon was sentenced to 25 years in prison without the possibility of parole for child rape, statutory rape, sexual exploitation of a minor. Her case, McCommon's case, made headlines, especially because of all the twists and turns and the shocking details. According to a police investigation, McCommon worked as a 5th grade teacher, just like Karen, and then a 4th grade teacher at Tennessee elementary schools.
And y'all, these are pretty women. They're not like ugly women. They're not like, big unkept or even skinny little unkept. I mean, these women are pretty women. What are you doing messing with these children? You can have like 11 boyfriends, all right? What are you doing with that? She did this to a 12-year-old. I have to follow up on this story and find find this story on her. Her name is Alyssa McCommon. I need to find out about this story because, like I said, these I guess it's starting to become, like situations with these teachers again. Like, I mean, I know it's been always happening, but now it's coming more to light with social media being as influential as it has been. Back then it wasn't like, easy to, access these stories, but these stories are all over, y'all. This is sad.
The investigation uncovered allegations that McCommon targeted multiple students, typically by befriending them online.
Whoa, hold up, swole up. So she was a Merry Christmas pedophile in the schoolhouse with these children. Oh, y'all best believe I'm gonna bring y'all a story. I have to do my research on her. Y'all, she got 2 decades in prison. And she was doing this to numerous kids. Hold up, let's back it up a little bit, because y'all, this is going to be the next story I do. Let's listen to what he said again.
Because of all the twists and turns and the shocking details, according to a police investigation, McCommon worked as a 5th grade teacher, just like Karen, and then a 4th grade teacher at Tennessee elementary schools. The investigation uncovered allegations that McCommon targeted multiple students, typically by befriending them online while playing video games. She then used
Oh my God. OMG. She got online and was recruiting these young babies. Y'all, this is by playing video games? Y'all, these people are sick. Let's continue.
social media to convince the children to send nude photos and engage in sexual activities.
Oh my God, that sounds almost, oh my God. That sounds almost like DJ Academics when he was on there gaming and he was talking to those little kids and telling him, like, talking to them explicitly. But she was asking for photos. Y'all, this is disgusting and nasty. OMG, y'all, smash the like button. Get the likes up, y'all. These people are pedophiles all in front of our eyes. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Carol says, in total control of the situation. Absolutely. TRM says, D, 20 years, she was different. Yes, I'm telling you. Celebrity says disgusting. Yes, it is. Payne put the check marks up. Dr. Cherie says, yes, the online games are a portal for predators. Oh my God. TRM says, I know this is a power play because what's she gonna do with the millimeter Peter? Oh my God, that's crazy, y'all. Oh my God. Wow, this is crazy.
Abused as many as 21 children. And when she was booked into jail in September of 2023, she was able to post a $25,000 bond, but her release had a very specific condition: no contact with the victim or any minors other than her own kids. What do you think happened?
She had, oh my God. She had her own children and was going and doing this to other people's children? Y'all, this is crazy. This is beyond belief, y'all. We gonna have to do yes, we're gonna absolutely do a video on, what's her name, Alyssa McCommon, because we need to see what her case entail. But this is crazy, y'all. Let's continue. OMG, y'all, these people are disgusting.
McCommon couldn't really follow the rules. She was rearrested, this time for stalking one of the children that she was accused of victimizing, even sending him texts.
Sunny Doe says, yes, she was married. Oh, Sunny Doe, you're familiar with her case? OMG. Oh my God. I did not know about, and y'all know I love court cases. I kind of started off doing court cases in the beginning. I love court cases. Oh my God. This is crazy. She was married? She was married and had a husband, but wanted to go and mess with these little kids, asking them to send them pictures, and not just one, a whole slew of them. Was she like Diddy, liking to collect people's children? Sounds like it, right? Oh my goodness. Whoa. This is crazy, y'all. Let me, I didn't, passed up the ring. Y'all, this is crazy. Oh my God. Hold on, let me get back to where we was at. This is crazy, y'all. This is like beyond belief. But y'all, let's play this. Let's get back to this. Uh-oh.
We pretty much take it all.
It was another commercial. This is crazy. Oh my God.
She was able to post a $25,000 bond, but her release had a very specific condition. No contact with the victim or any minors other than her own kids. What do you think happened? McCommon couldn't really follow the rules. She was rearrested, this time for stalking one of the children that she was accused of victimizing, even sending...
Y'all, I am done. She was stalking one of the children. She was stalking one of the children and got rearrested because she did not follow the court rules, the court, what they told her not to do. She was stalking one of the children. Y'all, this is sickening. We need to go get her checked in and put her on the 9th floor, right? We need to put her in the crazy house. How are you going to be let out of jail, make bond? The judge says no contact with the children. She goes and stalks one of the children. Y'all, OMG. Y'all, her elevator don't go to the top. Her elevator is not going all the way to the top. This is crazy. What?
Text that he would, quote, regret this. She went right back to jail on new criminal charges of coercion of a witness, aggravated stalking, harassment, and then during a court hearing, the stunning revelation that she's pregnant. And prosecutors played a recording where McCommon told the victim she was going to have his child. We talked about DNA testing before. The DNA testing later proved that McCommon was indeed pregnant with the victim's child. And it was later revealed by the district attorney that the mother of the victim has custody of this grandchild. So in addition...
Oh my God, what in the world is going on? These married heifers is having babies with these kids and they got a husband? What are you wanting to do with a little boy? And you get pregnant by the little boy? Y'all, that is sick. That is this OMG. That is some sick, weird. Oh my God, y'all. Let's continue. Hey, Queen Sugar, how are you? This is crazy, y'all. Oh my goodness. TMR, thank you for the subbing. Thank you. Welcome to the lounge.
To 25 years in prison, the judge ordered that McCommon has to register as a violent sex offender, can't have any contact.
Oh, they put her as a violent sex offender. I mean, look at her. Oh my goodness. She didn't had a baby, and now the child, the child that she got pregnant by, his mom has the baby. Y'all, this is crazy.
And of course, her teaching license was also revoked. Dan, I'll give you an opportunity to talk about that case, but I also wanted to ask you what happens to the child in these circumstances.
Sad.
Would it be that the child then goes to live with the victim in this case, this young man who's now an adult, and going back to the Karen case?
That's sad. This is sad. So, hey, Eric E., how are you? Get Money Jones. So this situation, we're going to go with the first situation. So we had a teacher, she was 28 years old, got pregnant by her 13-year-old student. She was in New Jersey. She did some kind of talk to the parents, whatever, trying to really befriend the parents in my eyes. She was like a foster parent. The kids were, they were students. The 13-year-old was her student originally. Then she met the parents, was trying to, I guess, so-called let her call it to me the way I'm seeing it. She felt like she probably was helping the parents of these 3 kids. Then when she was allegedly letting these kids come over, she was babysitting them for the parents. And then eventually the kids moved in. Well, she was messing with one of the 3 kids, the 13-year-old. Well, it was 11-year-old. When she started messing with the 11-year-old, when the child turned 13, the 13-year-old got her pregnant. So in December, the father put on Facebook, hey, this teacher's kids, this teacher's child looks like me. And also looks like my son. So when he went on Facebook, it blew up, turned into an investigation. They arrested the teacher just in January because she was found out to be molested this 13-year-old boy since he was 11, but at 13 got her pregnant, right? Then she got arrested. So then the sister had told her brother, the 13-year-old told his sister, hey, sis, that is my child. I did get the teacher pregnant. I did. We were sleeping together. But the sister was told to be quiet about it. Please don't tell nobody because I don't want this to get out. So when the dad seen the picture of the teacher's daughter, which now today is 5 years old, and the 13-year-old today is 19 years old, the dad sparked that thing and sparked off with an investigation, and that's how basically all of this stuff happened. Then we found out another teacher, similar situation, got pregnant by a 12-year-old she was married and already had kids, and got pregnant by a 12-year-old student. And she was doing the DJ Academics 2.0, going all on the gaming places, platforms, stalking kids. Got pregnant by a 12-year-old, and then she got sentenced to 2 decades in prison. Y'all, this is crazy. This is sickening. But y'all, let's continue.
What usually happens to the children who are conceived during the course of sexual assaults?
It's another really challenging part of this because the person who is in prison obviously is not going, and allegedly, or maybe once they're convicted, not just allegedly committed sex abuse, they're not going to be given custody for a child like this. Maybe they'll get some visitation. And the other person who was a minor when the sex abuse happened, even if they reached an age where they're an adult, they still might not be in a position in life to raise a child, right? Even just because someone reads.
Now, right here, she looked like a worn down mermaid right here. Now, she does look a little like a worn down mermaid, but why in the world are you on a gaming platform asking little kids to send pictures when you got a whole husband? You look like a broke down mermaid. Your husband maybe didn't want you no more, but you could have went and got another whole grown man instead of a baby, right? Why are you going after these babies on the gaming station? That is crazy, y'all. That's sickening. Let's continue, y'all.
The age of 18 or early 20s, they may not be ready to start caring for them. So sometimes you look for other family members, maybe a grandparent, uncle, aunt, but it is really challenging.
Oh, y'all, she didn't look like she aged right here. The mermaid has went to elderly status overnight. Y'all, she got bags under her eyes. I mean, she looking like a grandma herself. She looking like she didn't age about 30, 40 years. I mean, she looking like she about 2,000 years old. I'm telling you, and that's what she gets. Because guess what? You could have went, if you were having trouble with your husband for any reason, go out, divorce him, and go get somebody else that is grown. Go get another man. You are resorting to little kids. Woman, you are absolutely wrong. You're like a whole pedophile. Looking like a broke down mermaid that's like 2,000 years old. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying.
To find someone who could give that person a stable home when they were brought into this world in such an unstable, challenging way.
What would be her defense, by the way? You mentioned it before that they might come up with defenses, maybe say that the victim in this case, the siblings are all lying, but again, the DNA test of the baby would be pretty conclusive. Tell me what possible defense, other than, I guess, pleading guilty?
Yeah. Right. Well, certainly if there's DNA showing that the child is the biological child of the two people and one is underage, that you can't contest that in a serious way. Maybe you can contest some of the aggravating factors. Maybe the defendant can say that it wasn't really going on for as long as the other person said it was, that it was a 1 or 2 time thing. If there's another sibling or another witness who's corroborating some of this, you have to, the defense attorney would probably try to come up with a strategy to say what's their motivation to fabricate. But it's really challenging. Again, you have DNA, you have another witness in the case that we've been talking about. that's really hard to contest. So the defendant could plead guilty and ask for a lighter sentence. It would be tough with all the aggravating factors.
Yes, I believe so. Hey, Jose Co, welcome. Petra says elderly mermaid. She should have. She wouldn't be qualified for Diddler Glover's free calls. I know, right? I'm telling you guys, this is. She was even trying to get like lesser time, like he said. Basically, when you are pregnant with a little boy, a minor, and it's like a molestation type of situation, y'all, we already know what the law is with these kids, right? There's no way you're gonna try to get off on that. If anything, they I don't even think that, they would give much off. But let's continue, you guys, because this lady is sick, y'all.
To get a light sentence, but maybe they could reduce some prison time in exchange for pleading guilty and not making the victim go through a trial.
I don't know. Really, really disturbing case. But Dan Shore, thanks for coming on, breaking it down with us. Really appreciate it.
That was great.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, these women who are teachers, y'all, I don't even want to be dealing with these kids, y'all. The kids be getting on my nerves sometimes. I mean, everybody can agree we love the children, right? But don't the kids get on your nerves? Sometimes they be smelling like they outside playing, smell like, outside smell like fresh cut onions. You like, oh, you stink, girls. What is a grown woman wanting to deal with a little 11-year-old boy, a 12-year-old boy? Y'all, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is beyond belief. That is beyond belief, right? I mean, there's no way, and nobody who is in their right mind would ever even have a thought to do such a sick thing, right? These are people who are sick and they have like some kind of mental situation going on. Whatever it can be, is some type of mental situation going on. I'm telling you, there's no way, no how that a person in their right mind would be even entertained by a child. Like the child should be in school trying to, learn. But y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, oh my goodness, y'all, let's continue.
On December 16, 2024, the victim's sister explained to police that she spent time at the defendant's residence and believed the victim was 11 when he started sleeping at the defendant's residence. The sister explained that the children would sleep in a shared bedroom on the second floor, but noticed the victim would not be in his bed the following morning and would be sleeping in bed with the defendant. The sister stated that the victim would shower in the first floor bathroom while the other children would shower in the second floor bathroom. The sister also noticed that when the victim would shower, the defendant would enter the bathroom and lock the door. The sister also provided
Now, why are you going in the bathroom while the boy is trying to take a shower? You go in there and you lock the door. Why did you go in there while he was taking a shower, first of all? And then, second of all, when he's taking a shower, why'd you go in there and lock the door? Y'all, I'm telling you, these people are sick.
Screenshot of a text conversation she had with the victim where he admits that he is in fact the father of this defendant's 5-year-old child.
Okay, so something important to note here. The victim was living at the defendant's home. We don't know why. We have no idea why the case victim and his siblings were at her home. We know, based on the reporting, that she somehow became friendly with one of the child's parents. Not sure what the situation was with the child's parents, but the kids ended up being with her on a full-time basis. And her next court appearance is going to be on February 25th. This case has people talking all around the country. There are so many unanswered questions, but let's dig in on the facts that we do know. That the allegation is that this abuse went on for years, that it began when the boy was 11, continued for many years. He's an adult now, as I mentioned in my opening statement, and fathered a child, police say, when he was just 13, and that little girl is 5 now. I have two brilliant guests I want to bring in now to help me drill down on these facts. Let's welcome them in. Attorney, professor, and author Wendy Murphy is here. So is licensed clinical psychologist Dr. Jamie Zuckerman. Good morning to you both. Wendy, let me start with you, please, with the legal aspects of this. the facts as we know them thus far. Want to get your take. And by the way, for anyone who doesn't know this, you were a child abuse prosecutor and served in that role for many years. So tell us what you're thinking about as you hear of this case, please.
Like everybody watching, my first question is, what's the backstory? And why aren't we hearing anything about it? My concern whenever there's sexual abuse of a child behind closed doors is that there's some sort of child pornography or trafficking involved. Because let's face it, it's expensive to take care of 3 children. She brought 3 children into her home on a teacher's salary. That means she had to afford to care for them in some fashion. Now, was she getting help from the state? According to what I've read, no. So this would have been on her salary. Where's the money coming from? What incentivized her to want to do this? I mean, it's nice to take care of children. Perhaps she has a good...
That may be true, you guys. That might be true, but at the same time, the father was upset pretty much and like saying, hey, this child looks like mine. So then it kind of reverts me back to, was she just basically befriending the parents, knowing that she was going to do this to these children? And now the father is like, said that on Facebook, like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, this is like a red, light, for this situation, knowing that my kids stay with this woman, and then the baby of hers looks like me, the baby looks like my son. This is crazy, right? Like, how did this happen when I know I didn't sleep with her? I know I ain't had no sexual encounters with her, but the baby looks like us.
Good heart and just wanted to care for them, and the raping of this poor child, was a side hustle, if you will. But I think really the most important question is, what was her motive? Where did she get the drive to want to not just bring 3 children in, but then systematically, routinely, and consistently over years rape a child and become pregnant? I don't like it when we say things like he impregnated her. That makes him look like the actor.
Yes, you're right. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Were you in this relationship? Were you in a relationship with a woman? Were you in a relationship with a guy? Or did you have this baby because was she gay? She wanted to get pregnant, but she didn't want to let people know maybe how she got the baby. But when the baby came out and the father was like, oh, this baby looks like us. Was she in a gay relationship? I mean, I don't know. These are questions I would ask, and I would want to know, because it's like, why did you have this baby? Were you, I don't know. These are just the questions I would have. First of all, why did you even rape or molest this child? That's very first and foremost. Like, did you have some issues going on? But not only that, you did this, got this baby, and you had the baby, and you were still in contact with the little boy. You were still in contact with the 13-year-old all the way up until the dad found out that the baby looked like him, the father, and like his son, the son that was over there staying with you at the age of 11 up until however old, but I know up until 13, that's when she got pregnant. But what happened after that? These are things that I would definitely want to know. But y'all, let's continue.
No, she became pregnant by him. She forced him. She's the actor in that scene of rape of a child. It doesn't matter how the body parts work. It only matters that she was the adult, the aggressor. He was a completely vulnerable child, and she became pregnant by him. That to me is an aggravating factor. There's nothing romantic about the fact that a child was born. That makes this a more serious crime. She ought to spend more time in prison for that aggravated factor. But again, I think we cannot make sense of this case, and we deserve to make sense of this case until we find out whether she was doing this for the more sinister purposes of.
Yeah, y'all, that is crazy. Celebrity Scandalous says that's crazy. That's crazy. Dad could tell the baby looked like them. Eric E says, right, Celebrity Scandalous. Yes, that's right. Peng says, right, as Celebrity Scandalous. I'm telling you, Carol says, right. Yes, how could y'all, could y'all imagine right now? Right now, I don't have Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in I don't know how long. Facebook is almost to me ancient like MySpace. But anyway, if you guys are users on Facebook and y'all go to y'all Facebook and y'all be like, oh, yeah, I remember this teacher. Yeah, she, watched my kids for a couple of years, my kids, and stayed with her. And then she has a picture of her child, which is a daughter. And they'd be like, hold up. Hold up. The baby looked like me. The baby almost even looks like my son. Am I a grandfather and I don't even know it? And then it's when it went viral, I guess, and it sparked a whole big old blown up investigation. And it came to be that was true. Y'all, I would be upset because I would be like, I have a 5-year-old grandchild. And the parents, the parents are, the son right now, the 13-year-old is now 19. So that the parents may be young, they may be in their maybe 30s, maybe 40s. And then sitting there with a 5-year-old grandchild that they didn't know anything about. Y'all, I'm telling you, I would be hotter than fish grease, y'all. I would be. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all would be hotter than fish grease. For one, that you would feel like she betrayed you, right? And for 2, she got she got pregnant by your son at the age of 13 and you knew nothing about it? Oh, yes, Payne put a 1. I would be, oh man, I would be on fire, y'all. I would be on fire.
Of trafficking this child, making pornography and so forth. That's my hunch as a child abuse prosecutor. There's always more to the story.
Excellent analysis from you, Wendy. As always, thank you for all of that. Turning to some of the family dynamics now, Dr. Jamie Zuckerman, I want to ask you something. A lot of people are saying, how could the boys' parents not know this was going on? And so we know that the boy's father is the one who alerted police when he said he was looking on Facebook and sees this little 5-year-old girl's picture and is saying, the child really looks a lot like my son and a lot like me. That's the story. Maybe there's more to this. But Dr. Jamie, for anybody thinking, how could they not have any idea, especially with them living together? What do you say to that, please?
I think everybody failed this child. I think that I'm not so sure that people are not occurred. I'm not sure what her motive was, as we said before. There's a lot more information to this. And again, as I said, everybody failed this child, but I'm not so sure that the people around did not know what was going on. I find that very hard to believe.
Right, Dr. Jamie. I have another clip I want to play for you both. The state, in this woman's detention hearing, detailed for the court 416 alleged acts of sexual assault against that little boy.
Wow.
Why are women
Oh my God. 416 counts? Oh my goodness, y'all. She had to be raping him, like they said, since the boy was 11.
Ages of 11 and 15. At that time, this defendant was employed as a teacher, occupying a position of authority, mentorship, and trust in the life of that child. The victim indicated the sexual assaults occurred 2 times a week for 4 years. That would be 416 separate sexual assaults this defendant committed against a child.
Oh my God, did she have a schedule? Did she say, 13-year-old boy, we gonna have Rex twice a week, every month? Or twice, whatever they just said? Y'all, that is crazy. Y'all, that is sickening. But let's continue, y'all. This is, oh my goodness. Oh my God.
Wendy Murphy, back to you, please. What do you think when you hear the amount of these instances?
I think that is exactly the kind of case I prosecuted. We always had circumstances where we knew a child was abused consistently over a period of time, although of course the child couldn't say, on February 3rd between 4 and 5 p.m. I was raped. What they would say is it was about twice a week, or it was on Tuesdays and Saturdays. They would sort of guess.
I mean, y'all, did she have a schedule as to when she was doing this? And I guess they said they have to do this, I guess, in court and I guess come up with the counts. But did she say on Monday and Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, it's on and popping, right? Did she tell the boy that? I don't know, but I'm just saying it sounds kind of crazy, right?
The average, if you will, how often it happened, and we would do the math. And thankfully, the law allows us to charge incidents based on speculation around the consistency that the victim recalls, that you don't have to be able to allege the specific date like you do if you're going to allege other crimes like robbery or something. You have to be very clear that it happened on a certain date. You do not have to be so clear when the victim is a child and you're talking about this kind of abuse. So it doesn't surprise me. Anyone who is a predatory offender against a child is going to rape and abuse that child a lot. It's never once. It's just never one time. And especially when you somehow get the blessing of the parents to have them behind closed doors.
Yep.
Where you can do whatever you want. I mean,
yeah, she befriended these parents. That's something huge, right? She befriended these parents and was having sex with this little boy, and then gets pregnant when he's 13. But let alone she was already messing with him since he was 11. Y'all, 11 years old. I'm like, yo, little stinky boy, get out of here. Go play on your skateboard down the street. That is disgusting. Somebody who is mentally ill would only be doing these type of things to these kids. Or maybe somebody said she didn't have, maybe it happened to her when she was a child and she's continuing continuing what happened to her basically. I mean, y'all, this is sad.
I don't know why the parents aren't charged here. Yes, charge her. Yes, put her in prison. Excellent choice. Put the parents in prison too. And if we don't get an answer to why the parents aren't charged, then I think we get to infer even more strongly that there's more to this story about where the money was, who was paying whom for what.
Yes.
We deserve answers.
Yes, preach, my friend, preach. Yes. To Dr. Jamie's point, everybody failed this child. You're right, these parents need to be examined. Why did they put...
And that's true too. Katrina says, these witches know what they are doing. Exactly. Why are you... Even, you know what I'm saying? Me as a parent, if I was a teacher, right? And I'm having these parent-teacher conferences with these parents of these children, right? Of my students. Sometimes some people, will tell all their business to everybody, right? So maybe just say the parent was saying, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time. I don't even know, I might be getting evicted. I don't know I'm going to live. And maybe she was saying, I can help you. Even as a teacher, I would be like, oh, let me see if I can get some information, some resources for you. I would not take it into my own hands and say, well, they can come and stay with me. There's no way I would even take on that responsibility. Being a teacher, dealing with them kids all day, I'm telling you, my nerves would be already shot out by, dealing with the students, during the workday. I mean, let alone them coming to stay with me. No, absolutely not. I'll give you some resources. I want to help you out. I want the best for you. I don't want the kids to be homeless or anything. But at the same time, I'm not going to put myself in a predicament where it's a situation like this happen. But like I said, that's a mental situation, because if you're really trying to help them out, why didn't you really get them some other type of help? Even if you had that little trigger of being a pedophile, you should have tried to reach out and give them some help help from the office. Go to the office. We got some resources. We got a list of people, some shelters, or some other parents, something. But y'all, this girl, she befriended him, the parents, and whether she knows what she was doing or not, I mean, I don't know, but it happened. And y'all, this is sickening that it happened. It's sad that this 13-year-old boy got a 28-year-old pregnant, and then the father of the 13-year-old was like, "Oh my goodness, this little baby girl looked just like us. Hold up, swole up. This little baby girl, she looked like us. She looks like a Jefferson. Hold on, wait a minute, cause y'all know how we do sometimes. We be like, oh no, that baby, the nose look like us. Hold on, her eyes, her cheekbones. Oh no, I think she's a Jefferson. She looked like a Jefferson. And then it comes out to be that's true, y'all. This is sad. This is sad.
Their babies in this woman's hands. Yes. I want to ask a question of you, Dr. Jamie. This has been something it's puzzled me for a long, long time. So thinking about the psychology and getting in the mind of a predator, any predator who goes after children.
Hey, Tammy, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, any predator that goes after children should get the max. Whatever their state may be, whatever the max is. This other lady, the other teacher that they were talking about, this other lady, she got 2 decades in prison. She got 2 decades in prison. She was pregnant by a 12-year-old. And she had a husband and already had kids. So whatever New Jersey, their laws are for giving her them years, I mean, she needs the max, y'all. She needs the max.
I always used to say, and I still to this day say, anybody who can be, a sex abuse prosecutor, you are a special person, because it is nauseating to handle that work and to think about what happens to kids. And the normal brain, to me, Dr. Jamie, just doesn't seem to be able to handle it. It's like these people's brains are wired differently, these abusers. Would you speak to that, how they think so much differently than the way most normal people think?
Yeah, so when you see cases like this is about power and control. And when you have somebody whose primary aim is power and control, if every time you see an ad, you just
Let's skip this commercial. This is crazy. Hey, Tammy, welcome in. Welcome in, y'all. This is crazy. If you guys are just joining us, we have Carol. Her name is Carol. She was a teacher in New Jersey. She got pregnant by her 13-year-old student. Her 13-year-old student's father put a Facebook posting, say, hey, this little baby girl looks like me and also my son. So whenever these 3 kids were living, because the parents allowed these kids to be going over there here and there, and then they let the kids stay with her full time, she was raping them, molesting them, whatever you want to call it, this child since he was 11, right? Then when the boy turned 13, he got the teacher pregnant. His parents didn't know anything about it. Then when the Facebook post came out just a couple of months ago in December, he was like, this baby look like us. This baby look like me. This baby girl looks like my son. Hold up, swole up. There's a foul on the play. And then it sparked an investigation. Now she is arrested. And y'all, they are saying that she got out, but we're going to see. They say she got out on bail or bond. How did she get out on bail or bond? But this is crazy, y'all. Let's continue.
Is not present. They feel entitled. They truly don't entertain the consequences of their actions, and it's the kind of, we see this grooming behavior, and I think that's one of the things that's missed in this, is that the final outcome was the sexual abuse, but there is a very long grooming that occurs way before that happens from,
Tammy says it couldn't have been mine. Exactly, mine either. I was very, when my kids were younger, there was no way. There was no way I had a personal up close relationship. Anytime I went and did like school parent teacher conferences and stuff, I wasn't telling them them teachers any of my business? Some people do. They just naturally tell all of their business. I always say my business is not for sale. I'm not going to go to the teacher and be telling everything. But if they are, you have parents and people like that. They will go in there and say this and say that, but they're probably reaching out for help. Okay, true indeed. But at the same time, I would have offered them services. Hey, you go to the office. They have a list of people that would be able to help you. They have a list of this X, Y, and Z. You need some food. You need help with your rent or whatever, so you don't get thrown out, evicted, or whatever. We have resources at the office. I would have not have taken that into my own hand to allow me to bring these 3 kids to my house as a teacher. I would definitely not, but that's what she did. But did she have an ulterior motive? I mean, evidently so, because she was sleeping with the little kid from 11 to 13 until he got pregnant. Now, how long did they say after the baby was born? I have no idea. I'm not sure, but y'all, let's continue.
Befriending the parents and, you know, getting the child alone without the parents there. And, you know, there's a very long process. It's very calculated. It's very manipulative and very deliberate. So, you know, again, this isn't a one-time thing. This was, you know, there's a very distinct playbook and process to this.
And look at her. Let me rewind it just a tad bit when she turned her face. She looked like she was put on some age too.
Hearing you speak about this, when you said there's a power and control dynamic at play, makes me think about domestic violence cases, which, as you know, are all about the power and control. So they're similar. Huh? I never thought of it that way with child predators.
Yeah. So sometimes with child predators, it's not so much that it's the person themselves. It's the degree to which the person has the ability and the access to control. And if you think about it, children are very easy to take control of. I mean, we see this as parents, we see this as teachers.
Yes, children are very easy to be manipulated. They're children. They don't know anything. You know, they look to us as grown adults to lead them in the right way, right? Not to sit there and manipulate them, but that's what she did. She manipulated this little boy. She was doing all kind of things to include having sex with this little boy and getting pregnant, and then carried the baby and had the baby. I mean, y'all, that is sick. That is sick.
I mean, that's our job, is to make sure that they live in a structure. You know, a child is somebody that's easily accessible, especially when you have somebody caretaking role, some sort of nurturing role. And because of that, that process of grooming really, especially for female predators, really flies under the radar, because it's couched under this kind of idea of caregiver, teacher to a student. So we don't really look at it as this, you know, bright red flag that we see.
Such fascinating analysis. Dr. Jamie Zuckerman, thank you for all of that. This woman's going to be back in court in February. She's not going to be held in jail in the meantime. She's going to be out, but restricted. And we'll see what happens. And we're going to watch for whether those parents are going to be charged. Wendy Murphy, we have you to thank you for that. I have to say thank you to you both and let you go. Attorney Wendy Murphy, Dr. Jamie Zuckerman, thank you for lending us your expertise this morning.
And y'all, I mean, this is crazy. They said that this lady got out of jail. She's on bail or bond right now. I'm not sure exactly when, let me see, when her next court date is, but they did say that she is out on bond currently. Let me see. They said she is out on bond. Let me see. She's out on bond, and I'm not sure when her next court hearing is, but she does have a next court hearing. She did she did make bond, bail, whatever. But how is she able to be out on bail, bond, whatever you call it, when she did this and did this horrible thing to these kids, and which was like a whole lie? Then you get pregnant from a 13-year-old. They should have never let her out. They should have never let her out of jail. Tammy says sometimes the law is harder on men than women. Yes, and that is crazy, especially in this case. I'm telling you, this is crazy. I'm telling you. Celebrity said, did you see the video of the driver in that Amazon video you did? Yes, I did. Wait, did you see the video of the driver that the Amazon, there was like another big channel, actually, Celebrity Scandalous, a big trucking channel that did that same accident with the guy on the Amazon truck. But I didn't go back and see it. I just actually listened to him this morning. He did the video and was like really, of course, shocked and appalled about the situation. But no, I haven't looked at any other videos beside that. But it is crazy with this situation, y'all, with these teachers, what they are doing to these kids. I mean, it's disgusting, and it's crazy because some of them are married. Like this other girl that on the Law and Crime gave a story in a situation of another lady that was doing the same thing, and she was on the gaming platforms trying to, you know, seduce these young kids, and then got pregnant by a 12-year-old, and they gave her 2 decades in prison. I mean, y'all, this is sad, this is crazy, but I do know that she is out on bond. She is, I'm not sure when her next court hearing is, but yes, her name is Laura Karen. Right now, she's 34. When she was pregnant with her, with getting pregnant from the 13-year-old, she was only 28 years old. I feel like, to me, she went and, you know, befriended this family and allow these kids, you know, to come over under false pretenses, and then did what she did to the 13-year-old. It's crazy. Tammy says, is she married with kids? No, she wasn't married. It didn't say anything about her being married. The first one, the original one, Laura Karen, the one in Jersey, they didn't say nothing about her being married, having kids or anything. As far as I know, she wasn't married, and she didn't have no kids until she got pregnant from a 13-year-old. Tammy, is crazy. It is crazy and beyond belief. Like, your first child, you get pregnant, and a 13-year-old gets you pregnant. Y'all, that is sick and disgusting. That is disgusting. That is crazy. I mean, y'all, this is crazy. But, y'all, I'm going to follow this case. Like I said, she did make bail bond. So she is out now, but she's not allowed to have any type of contact with the 13-year-old boy who's now 18. And y'all remember the last one in Law and Crime? They just told us about another female, the same situation pretty much. Well, when they let her out, she violated what the court order was. The court said don't be in contact with no children. Y'all, she was stalking a child. And then they went and rearrested her while she was, you know, on her little bail bond, whatever she got from being, you know, arrested the first time. But y'all, these people are crazy. There's teachers that are pedos, and not only teachers, there's other people too. But we have to really be careful and vigilant with their kids. Whenever, you know, you go in the parent-teacher conferences, y'all just be vigilant, because, you know, it's one thing that some people do, respectfully so, have hard times. They have trouble. They're, you know, they may not have enough money, and then they're taking these, talking to the teachers and expressing, you know, their issues, like, hey, I don't have no money, I'm about to get evicted, I don't know, I'm about to do this, that, and the third. And then she took the, you know, situation in her own hands. Well, I'll help you, I can babysit your kids. And then it went from babysitting the kids to them living full-time with that teacher. And then she molested, whatever you want to call it in the state of Jersey, this child since he was 11 years old. 13, he gets her pregnant at the age of 13. So it's sad and it's crazy. Tammy says she need hands and feet put on her. Oh, absolutely. And everything else, right? I'm telling you. But y'all know, when they go to jail, those other women in there, they not listening to that. They not having that. A lot of the ones, they waiting for them. They be like waiting for them. Like, when is Carol coming? And look, when is Laura Carol? When she getting here to the cell block 2? When was she getting to cell block? Because I'm telling you, they gonna have some problems. She gonna have some problems when she go in there. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But y'all, I'm not gonna keep you guys. Thank you for stopping in, y'all. We gonna keep up with this story. Like I said, I know she's out on bail. I'm not sure when her next court case is. I should have looked that up for you guys, but I'm not sure when her next court case is. But I'm gonna keep you guys up on this situation. But y'all, always lead with love, peace, and tranquility. Watch y'all kids. Check out Celebrity Scandalous. Thank you, Celebrity Scandalous, and also Tammy for modding. Check out Celebrity Scandalous page. Subscribe to her page. Also, Tammy, subscribe to her page. Y'all check them out. They have great content, y'all, and I'm gonna do it again later on, you guys. I got some other crazy stuff that, of course, I want to go live about. But y'all have a great happy Sunday fun day, and y'all, we will do it again later on. Have a good one.